Over the last few days, food safety inspectors in Hyderabad have been walking into dark stores, the small warehouses that quick commerce apps deliver your groceries from. Across two drives, they checked dozens of them run by Zepto, Blinkit, and Big Basket and reported expired stock on the shelves, pest and rodent infections, and vegetables going to fungus. Four stores were ordered shut on the spot. Now, the same thing has been happening in Maharashtra this month, where the raids have actually got a face. Tukaram Mundhe, the state's food safety chief, has spent the summer shutting down famous restaurants and sending even a notice to Shah Rukh Khan over a pan masala ad. Enough to make him a minor celebrity. Clips of his inspections are online everywhere. When his inspectors turned to quick commerce, they checked 86 dog stores and suspended the licenses of around a dozen out of them. They found cockroaches, rotting vegetables, and at one Zepto site, a packet of chicken 4 days past its expiry date, sitting in a chiller that was running warmer than the law allows. So, here we have two state regulators acting on their own, walking into the same problem within the same few weeks. When these dark store photos got out, the people who order on these apps every day said what you would expect. About time. But here is the thing that the cheering skips over. Everything found is the predictable result of the most important features that these apps sell to us. To get that packet of chicken to you in 10 minutes, it has to be stored close by, in your neighborhood, and not in some warehouse at the edge of the town. And space in a residential area is limited and it is expensive. So these stores cannot get very big. But here is the real pressure that they're under. These apps compete with each other on selection. Whoever can offer the most variety of products in 10 minutes is the winner. So each store is pushed to carry more and more, a full supermarket's worth of range crammed into a space that cannot grow to match. So, what ultimately ends up happening in this room that is built to move fast, the work that keeps the food safe, which is checking dates, controlling the temperature, cleaning the racks, it gets skipped. So, what Munde found is exactly what this quick delivery design produces when it runs as intended. He can go on and shut every dog store in the state and still not be able to fix this. Welcome to Daybreak, a business podcast from the Ken. I'm your host Nigdha Sharma, and I don't chase the news cycle. Instead, every day of the week, my colleague Rachel Varghese and I will come to you with one business story that's worth understanding and worth your time. Today is Tuesday, the 25th of August. Every dog store is caught in a contradiction, and that contradiction is actually where your food goes bad. To deliver to you in 10 minutes, it has to sit in your neighborhood, which means it cannot be big. And to win your order, it has to carry more than the app next door, which means it has to hold a lot. Small footprint, huge inventory, something has to give. And it's not the inventory. So, whether it is 2,000 square feet or 8,000 square feet, a dog store carries the assortment of a full supermarket in a commercial space that is wedged into a residential area. And the newer, larger stores are getting bigger to stock more, not to give what is already there more space. An average dog store handles more than 1,200 orders a day and is run by a team of 8 to 15 people. Every second in that room is spoken for. An order lands, a picker races to the racks, packer seals it, a rider grabs it, under 3 minutes, start to finish. Now, here is my argument about this entire model. The work that keeps the food safe earns nothing against that clock. Whether it is rotating stock so that the older products ship first, or it is checking the chillers and if they are at the correct temperature, and pulling expired items, cleaning racks, keeping raw apart from packaged products, in a room this packed, moving this fast, with this few people, this type of safety work is going to be the first slip. In fact, the people who manufacture a lot of these food products have been pointing to this for over a year now. Close to a dozen packaged food companies or FMCG companies like Britannia, KRBL, and Heritage among them complain to the platforms about storage and handling. The maker of Cornitos actually put it quite bluntly. Franchise dark stores are the weakest link, and the platforms need to step up audits. Now, to be fair, most stores passed the inspection in Maharashtra. Of the 86 that were checked, around 14 were suspended. So, the companies could argue that the failures are the exceptions. Agreed. But the same type of violations are the ones that are keeping on turning up. Yesterday it was Hyderabad, then the ones in Dharavi, Pune, Mumbai. The type of the failure is the same, which means that it is coming from something that the stores share. And what they share is the model. Your order today is probably fine. Most stores do pass the inspection. But across thousands of them around the country running this fast, probably fine is not what food safety is supposed to mean. That is why shutting stores one at a time is not going to fix this. You can close the dirty ones, but the model keeps producing more. More on this in the next segment. So the raids do work. Munde walks in, finds the cockroaches, pulls the license, and the store cleans up. But he inspected it on a Tuesday. By Friday's dinner rush, the same 15 people are moving the same orders every 50 seconds, and the pressure that made the mess in the first place is back again. And the tempting fix is to write a law. But it misses the point because the law is already there, but it is just aimed at the wrong place. The regulator does have a rule made for these apps. Nothing can be delivered to you within 45 days of its expiry, and this rule was specially written to stop platforms from using orders to offload stocks that are about to spoil. And yet, Munde's inspectors found raw chicken expired 4 days ago. The thing about this rule is that it governs the moment of delivery or what leaves the store. There is still no rule for the store itself. How it's built, how cold it is supposed to stay, how it is cleaned, how much you're allowed to cram into it. As a building, a dark store is licensed just like another restaurant, not like a windowless warehouse that is moving a supermarket worth of stock every few hours. Which is why enforcement is left holding that gap. And in India, enforcement runs on whoever holds the office. In Maharashtra lately, that is one determined man. But you know how it goes in our country. Munde has been transferred 25 times in 21 years. So, why has the government not written the missing rule? Well, because it cannot decide how it feels about this industry. E commerce founders point to the lakhs of jobs and the billions of dollars of foreign money that their companies bring to the economy. And then there was Piyush Goyal, also, the Minister of Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution, who mocked exactly that. He called 10-minute delivery cheap labor so the rich do not need to leave the house for groceries. So you see, when you are that divided about an entire industry, you don't really rush to slap new rules on it. So the apps keep delivering millions of times a day from thousands of rooms that no customer will ever see. And when one of those rooms gets raided, it cleans up and reopens while the rest carry on under the same pressure that made the mess in the first place.
Daybreak is produced from the newsroom of The Ken, India's first subscriber focused business news platform. What you're listening to is just a small sample of our subscriber only offerings, and a full subscription offers daily, long form feature stories, newsletters, and a whole bunch of premium podcasts. To subscribe, head to theken.com and click on the red subscribe button on the top of the website. Today's episode was hosted and produced by my colleague Snigdha Sharma and edited by Rajiv CN.